Another stream of consciousness. Made it to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from Chicago. I feel ecstatic that I made the last 7-hour drive on my road trip coming from Denver, Colorado, all the way here. So I guess I kind of talked about, what was it? Mindfulness, turning your beliefs into choices through raising your vibration and then identifying situations that cause resistance. And then wherever you have resistance in your life, situations you don't like, that's where you're going to have a limiting self-belief and be able to modify that through awareness of understanding what is it that you don't like about that situation, and what is the belief that is constructed around that discomfort in order to transmute, redirect all of that energy into a belief that maybe is a polar opposite. Like if let's say you're super shy in social situations and you're in a bar with a bunch of people that are super loud and rowdy and crowding up to you. Well, first of all, maybe that's not the right place for you to be, and maybe your belief system of being a vibrational match, of being shy, makes you think that you have to go to that kind of place to prove yourself as a human being. But I guess back to like the main point, the belief of I am shy in social situations could be changed to, because I've been shy in the past, I've learned through that, and I have a choice. I don't have to see myself as shy. I can just take steps forward and make progress. Because I'm fearless, I showed up. Or I showed up because I am fearless and I am ready to make a change in my life. So that's where I'm at. It's such a new city. There's so many hills. I got that girl's number in Chicago, which is super nice, and love texting her. But I didn't feel like it was perfect match. I think she just wanted to be buddy because she had just broken up. I just broke up with my girlfriend in Denver. I was in a polyamorous relationship, actually, where I was sharing my beautiful lover with another man, and they were the primary relationship, and I was the add-on because I met her literally at a cuddle party, which is where hippies just kind of go to practice consent and physical touch, which is a very healing process. It doesn't have to be like a super sexual kind of thing. Like it can be. You turn that into that if both parties are into that, but you can definitely reject physical touch from anybody at any time for any reason at all. You don't need a reason to present to the other person. But yeah, I just had like an amazing connection with my my girlfriend. She just called us lovers. Maybe we were just lovers in that kind of way, because I wasn't like full-time living with her, but I was just taking her out on dates and sleeping together, and then talking philosophy too. And I was just kind of horny in Chicago, and was thinking like, I just want to bang this other girl who had just gotten out of a relationship, but she also was super kind, had a great heart. So I just didn't feel like I could put that element on her, and didn't feel right. But we were talking, it was also like another philosophy thing. I think that's like my pattern. I attract women through just matching up with our values and that kind of thing. And I don't necessarily like to do the player thing, which I think I did more in my 20s, where I just go out to literally bars. I mean, that example of being shy. I was so shy actually going out and partying, but I did it anyways, and I just found like ways to have some super engaging conversations, get that philosophical part or aspect to it, and then through that I could just really confide, and confiding creates trust. And like if you can really create that high level of trust in a night, then it's easier to seduce someone. Like, oh, hey, you want to go over here by the fire pit and talk some more, and then go there just to make out. And oh, hey, you want to, or like maybe she'll say like, hey, let's head out of here, or you can be like, let's go back to my place and move things along from there. But I don't do that anymore, and I think I'm embracing my nerdy side more so these days. Whereas, I just was a lot better at hiding it when I was just not spiritually awakened as much. But I still got that ego that wants connection and love and achievement and feeling good about yourself and all these important things that I think we have strong attachments to, that we don't need to fully let go. I think even there's an example of Jesus. I was listening to this guy, Matt Kahn, who's a great spiritual teacher, and he traveled to India and met with some of the greatest masters over there, like Ram Dass, a few others that aren't coming to mind. But he was saying that Jesus himself had an ego and demonstrated a high level of awareness around that ego, and that true victim, like someone who's a predator who victimizes other people, they don't have that self-awareness with their ego, and they just do things straight for pleasure, which I don't want to be that person. I'd much rather be a conscious creator, and only connect with women who really want to love me for me, and not some image that I'm putting out there that's not genuine. But I guess last thought on that, nobody loves you for you. Nobody knows exactly who you are, so you got to find that person yourself. And then as the layers come off and you get to deeper parts of yourself, then you can put that out into the world, and that creates a different energy, or things like level of vibrational force that you emit from your aura that attracts in the right people who are aligned. But nobody knows who you are. You don't even know yourself or what your limits are, your full capacity is going to be. You just got to go to the depths and go deep with yourself and find that out, and then bring that back to the world as an engineer, a tinker, a scientist of the self. And that's how the world changes. I think right now, also we're dealing with a lot of unjust laws. We're living in a system that's of capitalism, hierarchy, and I love aspects of free enterprise, where you can work and work your ass off and make a living and become the greatest version of yourself in a career, and really just change the world in that aspect. But I don't like that, the average person is working a job where they're barely able to pay for medical bills or anything that comes their way that could just be catastrophic, and just can't really own a home outright, or have to be stuck in a mortgage and some of these things that with larger populations, you just see the 1% or the less than 1% just gets richer and richer, and everybody else is splitting off from the middle class. You're either up at the high tier with the wealthy, or you're kind of fighting to be somewhere close to middle class, or you're super poor, just defeated. And I really want to help the people that are defeated in our world. So it starts with whatever here at home. You got to work with yourself. Self-love. Love is all you need. Love is the answer to everything. And I think that creates a ripple effect out into the world once you do the work on yourself, once you show yourself love. Get away from just trying to scrutinize everything that you do. I think that really sucks some of that soul energy, that peace, that joyfulness that really amps up or brings out that genius within you, that when you're in powerful states versus primal states. Judgment is a primal state where we think oh yeah, the killer, the person who's doing super well in business is into the details and really keeping a good record of everything that they do, which that's true. And there are people that are successful coming from a lot of those stressful states, and I think you need like diligence no matter like how you want to become successful. But I think when you are in alignment with what you're here to do, you're less attached to creating wealth for outcome or the sake of having wealth, and it's more for impact to help the world. And so it's like this never-ending fuel or fire just to change things, because you're intrinsically motivated. You're not just trying to get that dollar amount and then you get there and then it's never enough. And you have that disease called more, where you're always chasing and striving and never arriving. I think it's time to arrive, and once you finally arrive, fill your cup, decide what your desires are from there, and then you can expand in the new direction in a sustainable way. And you don't have to be in this place of like being a prey animal where you're like, oh, I got to worry about my bills all the time. And I think you got to escape that mindset sometimes to get to your genius, to get to that joy, to get to those higher levels, higher states of understanding and awareness and self-acceptance and learning and rapid evolution. So that's where I'm at right now. God bless. And peace to the world.